Very good morning. I realize it's been a bit of a gap from my last video on how to pack when you travel. Well, continuing with the same journey, in fact, I went through something very nostalgic. You may call it a little emotional also. It so happened that I went for my son's post-graduation ceremony. Frankly speaking, I've never seen a complete graduation ceremony ever. I never had one when I graduated, whether it was my degree or my post-graduation degree either. But this time, after so many years, witnessing a graduation ceremony was very different. Because I was seeing it from a very different perspective. I was seeing it like an audience sitting in a theater and watching a movie. You know, the grandeur. And this was in a abbey. It was in a church, which gave it a very different, the dynamics were very different. The feeling was very different. It was like you really need to experience it. I can't explain it to you, but all I can say, it was like hundreds of vibrations going back and forth. There were many people there, friends, family, teachers, professors, the vice chancellor, the whole lot. It was very, very well organized. It went precisely as per clockwork. I can just imagine how much of homework had gone into preparing something like this. I mean, hundreds of students graduating, the doctorate program, the graduate program, the postgraduate program, everyone was given time slots. So you have to just imagine the kind of work that has gone in to pull off such a beautiful ceremony, flawless and timed to perfection. But apart from the logistics, apart from the organizing, it is the feeling that it carried. On one hand, it was like all the youngsters who have worked hard on the subjects, whether they took it by their choice or it was forced upon them. And trust me, when you speak to some of them, most of them will say, my parents wanted me to do it. I wasn't very keen. But whatever it is, they pulled it through. And they pulled it through very well. Now, whether they chose the subject or whether they didn't choose the subject, when they walked onto the dais, when their name was called to meet the chancellor, and because of COVID and all this sort of thing, so there was no physical contact per se, but the way in which they greeted each other, holding the cap and bowing down, taking a photograph, everybody clapping in the church while the organ was playing, it was amazing. Feeling very, very happy for all of them. Young boys, girls, a milestone that they had achieved. How many of us can actually sit back and think of all those achievements and be grateful for it in whatever circumstances? The point here I'm trying to make is, do we cherish those moments? Can we think back all those classmates, the professors, the teachers, the assistants? Some of them we got along with, some of them we didn't get along with. But all of them made our journey possible. Some of them would rub you the wrong way. Some of them would criticize you. Some of them would praise you. Some of them would flatter you, which is even more dangerous. But then you moved on. And you ultimately reached that final destination where you got your degree, your postgraduate degree or your doctorate. After that, wherever life takes you and wherever you take life. But it's important to cherish those moments, because these will not come back to you. And some of them will be with you for life as learning, whether good or bad. And it's important to take that learning forward. Don't get attached to anything. Feel it, understand it, and move ahead. The very fact that you are in a holy place, you're very fortunate. Very few people have that good fortune of being in a holy place where you're actually kind of being blessed for your hard work and blessings to take you further in life. But whether your graduation or any ceremony is there in a holy place or any other place, it doesn't take away the importance, the sentiment behind the entire procedure and whatever you go through as in terms of feelings. So nurture it, cherish it, and if possible, share it, because it does make a difference to other people as well. Give it a thought.